Hello, and welcome. Okay, let's just dive right in. Right now, it feels like everyone is doing AI. You've got Microsoft Copilot, all the new stuff from OpenAI. Generative AI is absolutely everywhere, and it's promising this whole new world of productivity. But as a lot of people are finding out, there's a huge gap between a cool demo and a tool you can actually, run a business on. So today, we're going to move past all that hype and figure out what it really takes to build AI you can actually trust.
So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with that clash between the AI hype and the reality of business. Then we'll explore the critical gap that creates, and from there, we'll actually define what trusted AI even is. After that, we'll map out a practical way to build it, and then we'll finish by looking ahead at what's next for AI.
All right, so let's start right where we are today. AI hype is slamming right into reality. Every company is experimenting. But the real test, well, that comes when you try to use these amazing new tools for critical business decisions.
And this is the big question, isn't it? The story we're all being told is that these tools are going to magically unlock faster answers and better insights. But when the finance teams and the operations people actually get their hands on them, a very, very different picture starts to show up.
And it all comes down to this one question. This is what every leader is asking. Generative AI is fantastic, truly incredible, at creating fluent, totally convincing text. But when a CEO asks if a number it just spit out is reliable enough to base a multi-million-dollar decision on, the answer, way too often, is a shaky, maybe not. And that right there, that's the trust gap we have to solve.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty of this business intelligence gap. Why exactly do these incredibly powerful language models so often fall flat when it comes to high-stakes business analytics?
Now, check out this quote from Yann LeCun, one of the godfathers of AI. He says that large language models, LLMs, fundamentally lack logic and reasoning. And for business, that's not just some academic theory. Business intelligence isn't about writing a beautiful paragraph. It's about being accurate and consistent every single time. It's about numbers you can count on.
So these limitations, they create some very real, very scary business risks. The one you've probably heard the most about is hallucination risk. That's where the AI just confidently makes things up. But there are others too. Giving an AI agent way too much access to your systems, major privacy issues if your data is being sent to a public cloud, and of course, opaque reasoning, where you have literally no idea how the AI came up with its answer. These aren't just tech problems. These are huge business liabilities.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem pretty clearly. Now, let's talk about the solution. This is all about evolving from just a convincing chatbot into a system that is genuinely reliable, and this is where we need to define trusted AI.
The key thing here isn't speed, it's confidence. A trusted AI system is secure, first and foremost, so you always know where your data is and who's touching it. It's explainable, so you can trace its logic back to the source. And above all else, it's reliable. It gives you a foundation you can actually build decisions on. That's the real bar for any serious enterprise system.
We can actually break this down into 5 core pillars that all build on each other. So first, it has to start by being secure, ideally inside your own controlled environment. Next, every single insight has to be explainable. You've got to be able to see the math. And that's only possible if the AI is grounded in your specific business data, not just the random chaos of the internet. And even then, a human absolutely must be in the loop to sign off on key decisions. All of this works together to make the system continuously accurate, with guardrails that keep it from going off track.
Now, I know that might sound like a lot, but there's a practical path to get there. So let's switch gears from the what to the how, and take a look at what it takes to implement this.
For any data or finance team looking to do this, it all starts with a solid foundation. First, you have to unify your data into a single source of truth. Then, and this part is absolutely critical, you ground the AI in your specific business logic. You can use things like knowledge graphs, which are basically a map of how your business works, how customers, products, and processes all connect to each other. That context is what stops those dangerous hallucinations. From there, you can start small with controlled projects, build your governance in from the very first day, and always, always keep humans in the loop.
And here's the thing, building this trusted foundation isn't just about making today's AI safer. It's actually about preparing for what comes next. The entire field is already moving past simple text generation to something way more powerful.
And this slide really shows the jump we're about to make. Current generative AI is great at describing what happened. But the next generation of AI, we're talking about things like large concept models and world models. They're being designed to explain why it happened. And they do this by combining language models with structured knowledge of how your business and the world actually operate. This is the big shift from a storyteller to a true partner in making decisions.
So we'll end with this question, a question for you to take back to your own team. The companies that are really winning with AI right now aren't just playing with flashy demos. They are deliberately, methodically building systems that are secure, transparent, and accountable. And that's the real challenge for every business leader today. Are you building a convincing chatbot, or are you building an engine of insight you can truly trust to guide your business? Because that's the difference that's going to define the winners and losers of this AI revolution.